Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Market Watch episode 5. So, it's been a while, it's been a week, and let me tell you what an eventful week it was. I was unbelievably bearish last week, and then what have we had since then, man? But we've had nothing but bullish action after bullish action. Let's look at the daily, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see if you are a Bitcoin. If you think this is a cycle that is going to happen, that we're gonna hit 20K, that we're definitely in a bullish season, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to have this huge 40% correction that's going to shake everyone out, that's going to make everyone think it's over. I personally sold myself at around this level, 11,800 before, and we're back. But you want to shake everyone out. You want to make everyone believe that it's over. I certainly thought we were going to 8,000 or even below. I thought we were going to have a much bigger correction. But we obviously didn't have that. We actually started trending upwards. And I mentioned last week in my video that if we broke above $11,000, I would buy. And I have bought. I am now officially long Bitcoin yet again. I'm no longer flat. I've been long since 11K. I think we might be able to get a pullback towards that zone in the future again. I just don't really foresee this going up and up and up forever. I didn't buy in with my full stack. I just bought in with a partial position. But I'm generally pretty happy. I'm already making a lot of profits if we're here. And we keep moving up. But I do certainly see this probably tapping on something like the 12K level or 12.5 and then probably having another dip downwards. That's probably where I'm going to start loading up again with a much larger position or maybe even entering my full position, because at this point, this is pretty much bull market confirmed. I think this is unbelievably just beautiful. This is exactly, like I said, this is exactly what you want to see. We're having this nice structure. Everything is being obeyed now. And taking this out of the equation, the last candles, which have been nothing but green after green after green. I know you guys see a lot of red here. This is just the way I've chosen the color layout. But these red candles are green, and the blue candles are actually red, which means blue is down, red is up. That's the Korean style. So, but if you take these out of the equation and you're looking just at this, it did look pretty bad at the time. And like I said, that's exactly what you want to see, because when it looks its worst is really when you want to test the ability of the strong hands to hold in the market. You want to test the ability of people to actually maintain their positions. And a lot of people maintain their positions. Most of the people I know, again, were pretty bearish. However, there were a few people who said, no, you know what, I think I'm going to buy in here. And they did buy in, and they did quite well. I think I know at least one person who bought pretty much near the bottom. Wasn't me, disclaimer. I did buy at 11K though, so I'm pretty happy now. So moving forward, I think we're going to be headed for a lot more up in the future. I know I was saying last week buying at 8,000, 7,000. That's pretty much off the table at this point. I have bought back in at 11K, and I'm hoping to buy back in around 11K again if we go back down and do a little bit of a support test. Whenever we get some kind of pullback, I expect one relatively soon. We can't really just have a green candle after green candle like this. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. So it's been pretty much a perfect week for Bitcoin. So obviously there's going to be some profit taking and people taking money off the markets and things like that. Fundamentally, there hasn't been anything really fundamental that's been going on in the markets in the last week. So nothing particularly interesting there to talk about, nothing really interesting to discuss. Just pretty much traders trading the markets and looking at what Bitcoin is doing, and it's looking pretty damn bullish. So I would say at this point, again, personally, I don't really give financial advice, but what I'm going to do is I already have my position, and I'm going to be buying in a lot more on the very first pullback that we get. You don't need to get a perfect position at this point. You just need to get a position. Just be exposed to Bitcoin as we move up. It's looking very, very good. One last note for the weekly here. So the weekly looked really, really bad. We double topped on the weekly here. This is the second or third time I'm mentioning this because it was a pretty brutal double top. But it was pretty much denied because now we're already back here to this level. And it looks really, really good. Honestly, just look at this general chart. Remember, this over here is 20K. This is the all-time high for Bitcoin. This was December 17th, or December 11th, 2017. So not too long ago, about a year and a half now. And it's looking quite possible. It's looking like we could get a few weekly candles in the future printed here that we could certainly be testing that $20,000. So the risk to reward is pretty good here, I would say, at 11K. Buying at 11K, look towards that 20K, and if you hit the 20K, you're probably going to start entering price discovery for Bitcoin, and then obviously the roadmap is clear for 50K and beyond, and that's when things get really fun. That's when we're going to get alt seasons. Speaking of alts, there's a few that I'm looking at, just two right now. Chainlink. We're looking at the Chainlink Bitcoin chart because we only chart in Bitcoin, because why would you chart in USD? If you want to chart in USD, again, chances are you're probably not making that much money, or you're probably losing in the Bitcoin pair. So we're looking at Link BTC. Even though Link has performed decently in USD recently, again, the Bitcoin pair has not done too well. It's looking pretty damn bearish. I do not have a position. I've sold out all of my Chainlink a while ago, but it's looking like it's probably going to be headed a lot further down. And my personal entry point is, again, I don't really do TA. So once I buy, I'm just going to hold. So I'm going to do the same thing I do with Bitcoin here. Once I buy a level that looks decent to me, I'm just planning on holding until I hit my target. So my Chainlink target is in USD. I think it's $10. It's hard to say what a Bitcoin pair target would be because it's decided entirely by Bitcoin's action. If Bitcoin decides to crush and go to 50K, then there's not much that we can do if we're holding an alt. So again, my target is 18K, around 18K sats here. This is the previous all-time high before all of the Google news and all of the partnership news started coming out. I know that the team is selling a lot of tokens from their team allocation, so I foresee that there's going to be a lot more sell pressure. And I also don't really see too much reason for anyone to buy this coin at the moment for any fundamental reasons. I've been hearing rumors lately, but you always hear rumors with Chainlink, so it's hard to verify anything. So for now, I think I'm patiently sitting on the sidelines. It's looking like it's going to go down and test support again. Once it tests the support, it's going to go down again, probably around that 18K level. That's when I'm going to buy in. Maybe it goes further down. Who knows? Who cares? I'm pretty happy with Chainlink at 18K sats because I know it's going to be higher 6 months to a year from now. Again, I'm not a trader. I'm an investor. So I'm really looking to invest in Chainlink. I sold Chainlink. I think that my holding period from Chainlink, just so you guys know, was something around 8 months or 10 months. So I don't really trade very much. I just buy something and then I'll sell it later on. The second alt pair we were looking at is Ethereum. So Ethereum is looking absolutely disastrous. This is the weekly. This is just tragic. And I mean, there's just really nothing else to say about this coin. I mean, look at this chart. This is like the biggest double, triple, quadruple top ever. And it's looking like Ethereum's going to enter the price point where, on the Bitcoin pair, where like before the 2017 bull run even happened. So where are we here? So we're here in 2017. And here's where the bull run happened. Okay, that's where we made all our money. We're getting pretty close to that level again, 0.0122. I don't think we're going to go that low, but I do think we're going to go maybe like over here or something, 0.0177 on the Bitcoin pair. So Ethereum looking really, really bearish. If you're a USD trader, so I've had a little bit of experience with this. I tried trading Ethereum USD and longing Ethereum USD, and what ends up happening is Bitcoin just outperforms it at every possible instance. So if you look at the ETH USD, look at this, okay? You look at the weekly here for ETH USD. You see this kind of action? Okay, this looks great, right? But if you look at the Bitcoin USD weekly, it's just the same action, but even better. So you're almost always incentivized to go long Bitcoin if you want to long ETH USD. And so as you can see, if you look at the ETH BTC chart, obviously not doing so well. So underperforming. So Ethereum Bitcoin pair, still waiting on that one. Decently bullish for the future long term, but right now pretty bearish. Really no reason to buy it at the moment. Obviously the ICO narrative went away, so people aren't really interested in Ethereum at the moment. And the last thing, this is king shitcoin, I suppose. This is the DJI. This is the S&P. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I like to use the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So most people like to use SPX. Whatever. I use DJI. So this is a little bit non-crypto related, but I did want to talk about this. This looks tragic again as usual. Look at this top. we just can't seem to break this area, this level in the legacy markets. So for anyone who doesn't know, Dow Jones Industrial Average is basically the average of I think it's the top 300 companies, and it's basically a good way of measuring the health of of the economy, right? And it's not looking very healthy at all, actually. So it's looking pretty bearish. But here's the thing: I tried shorting this thing like over here, right? At 25, whatever. I tried shorting this thing a while ago because I was sure that we triple topped. I was like, oh my god, this is great. The Great Recession is coming. It's time for the Great Depression. Get your bleach, get your Starbucks cup, get your homeless man clothes, get the cardboard box. It's time for the Great Depression round 2. And then what happened is the government just like printed like $1 trillion extra for just, I mean, that's entirely my hypothesis, my theory crafting. But the government loves to do this. They just printed a whole bunch of money and a lot more quantitative easing, as they call it. And yeah, we just pumped for no reason. So it's the plunge protection team coming in from the banks. So, this looks really, really bearish, which means you should probably long this because it means that America is looking at this and China is looking at this and everyone's looking at this. And despite the trade war that China and the US are having, chances are they're just going to print a lot more money to get us out of this because that's how it works. I think Trump is definitely down for that plan because obviously the elections are coming up, and so it's important that the economy does well for his sake, at least for him to win a second term. So yeah, I definitely I even though I'm unbelievably bearish fundamentally on the Dow Jones and on the global economy right now, I would never short it. I've shorted it once and I got wrecked. Don't short this thing, man. You never know. It's entirely up to the central bank's opinion on when we're actually going to have this recession, if ever. So I think they'll probably just print money infinitely. So yeah, I tried to make this market watch a little bit different, have some information that was perhaps out of the regular wheelhouse of just looking at Bitcoin, but I think it's going to be valuable. I think what we're going to do now is probably we're going to track Bitcoin, we're going to track Ethereum, and all these other alts and things that I'm looking at over time, and we're going to see how we do. So we will have another one next week where we kind of go back and see what happened with Bitcoin. I'm really curious to see what's going on with Bitcoin now because we're at a pretty pivotal level here, and the weekly looks good, but the week just started. So we will see by the next weekly episode what actually happened with this crazy bar here. So I have nothing else to mention. I do have a really nice video coming out this Friday. I mentioned this last week. I will mention it this week. It is coming out this Friday. It is I'm not sure how long it's going to be, maybe 15-20 minutes, but it's going to be a big research piece, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it. It's entertaining, super fun. Again, fully voiced and edited. That's going to be coming out this Friday. Get your notifications on. Turn on the notification bell if you want to get notified about that one. Obviously, I'll be tweeting about it. So follow me at PhilBeforeShill on Twitter. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I will see you guys next time.